Welcome, Divine One, to the channel. If you're new, my name is Lena, and I'm here to deliver you a divinely guided message that will most support you as you move forward on your journey, manifesting all of your goals and dreams with ease and grace. All right, guys, so today I'm not really doing a tarot reading. What I'm doing instead is I'm going to be talking about Pisces moving into Saturn. Okay, this transit is taking place on March 7, 2023. So I'm going to talk about how it's going to affect each sign, and I'm going to be pulling some cards for each sign, but this is not only tarot. I'm going to be sharing what I know of the Saturn and Pisces transit and my take on it for you guys. All right, Saturn, the great task master, is going to be moving into Pisces, which rules the 12th house of hidden world, the spiritual realms. It also has to do with death and rebirth, spiritual death, spiritual rebirth, healthcare. It has to do with the water element as well. So from now to February 13th of 2026, we can see a lot of shifts happening on a collective scale when it comes to the karmic debt that we have taken on over, the course of our history, our human history. What has the collective consciousness allowed to be, right, to be created? Because as a collective, we all create through our collective belief system. Yes, we create individually and we have our own realities in our own universe that is, very much created by us. But then there is that collective manifestation, which is that universe as well, right? So for me, it can be one singular, but it can also be united. So I like to view that as both, in both ways. So it's really looking at being faced to look at, okay, where have we given our power away? Where have we allowed the illusion, right, Neptune, and the confusion to be placed upon the human collective? Like, where as humans have we allowed the wool to be placed over our eyes, essentially? So there's going to be a lot of truth coming out, a lot of revelations. We can probably expect some sort of disclosure more and more is kind of what we're hoping for. And really seeing people ascend to a higher level when it comes to their spiritual awakenings and to their consciousness, right? So on one hand, I do feel like secrets will be revealed. I feel like things will come out on the main stage. Pluto is moving into Aquarius, and that's bringing a whole nother, set of, like revelations and transformation. And I think it's going to be a very powerful time. I will post a video on that and give you my take on it, because contrary to what some people might believe, I have a kind of a different view on it all, especially knowing that Saturn's kind of at the beginning of this Pluto moving into Aquarius for the next 20 years period. It's kind of telling me that we can expect to see a lot of like the cleansing taking place at first, right? The revelations, the things being revealed, the wool being lifted, waking up to the reality of and truth of the things that have been kept from the masses before, moving into Aries, where now it would be then time to take action, take responsibility, and own up to things and repair and rebuild. So I do feel like there is going to be a breakdown on the psyche, on the consciousness, where, a lot of people's like false realities are going to crumble and finally come to an end, because most of what the people in society and what the collective has been feeding into and believing is all created by external forces, right? Not necessarily just through human vessels, but also like dark forces and dark entities and things like this that have hijacked like certain people who have, or beings that have really been in control and in power behind the scenes. And so it's time for us to take back that power, and it's time for us to really wake up and speak up, okay? Instead of being in this slumber, it's like Saturn wants to say like, okay, are you going to stay asleep or are you going to wake up? That's kind of what I'm feeling. And then this is going to set the stage for the final showdown and the final karmic scales, right? And the final karmic deliverance, basically. So essentially it's like, are you healing the bloodline? Are you waking up? Are you freeing yourself on a soul level? Are you ascending to the higher octaves of reality and entering into the new earth? Or are you going to go into the lower timelines? That's really what I feel like is taking place in the next 20 years, more so. Well, I feel like in the next 3 years with this transit, it's really about determining what side you're going to be on, right? What timeline. Okay, if we're going to see it as two separate timelines, right? We know that there are multiple different timelines and bandwidths on a horizontal level, but on a vertical scale, there are different dimensions and densities. And some of us are going up and then others are descending. Okay, so elevating that consciousness and moving towards the higher frequencies is what's going to determine what reality you're going to be experiencing over the next 20 years. So the first 3 years is about that final cyclical action with Saturn before moving into the new and starting the new. Okay. Now, what that new is going to mean is going to be very different for different groups, right? There's that group that's going to experience something that might be more karmic, more dark. Okay. Whereas others are going to be experiencing reward, because Saturn does also reward. And part of freeing ourselves from the MATRI is basically, learning our karmic lessons and waking up to deeper truths and liberating ourselves from the illusions of attachment and fear. Okay, because to me, like Pisces and Neptune energy does have a lot to do with like fear. And it's about, are we gonna like distract ourselves, not look at it, and create illusion in our lives? Or are we going to actually face this and see it for what it is, do the shadow work, and now somehow transmute it and then rebuild from there? It's a rebirth. A rebirth is essentially that something's dying within your consciousness, within your psyche, a belief system, something you've been holding on to, and now you get to rebirth yourself and recreate. It's not supposed to break you, it's supposed to make you, right? And so, but again, that's a choice because we have free will, right? And so all of that is, an individual choice. Like, what are you going to do with the information that's coming in? What are you going to do with what's being revealed? And also with the technology that's coming in and all the new like collective shifts that will be taking place due to Pluto and Aquarius. What are you going to be supporting? Are you going to be rebuilding for the light, or are you going to be rebuilding for the dark? Or I would say continuing to build. But I think that's a whole nother subject and a whole nother topic in itself. That, I don't really want to go into on this channel, but that's really what I feel like collectively is going to play out with Saturn and Pisces. I do expect also like a lot of, it's an opportunity as well to do the groundwork for the new earth. It's an opportunity to really create, communities, alternative ways of living. It's a great opportunity to move into the next 20-year period with Pluto and Aquarius, having set the foundation and set the stage before Saturn moves into Aries. And so all of you that are starseeds, that are light workers, or that identify as indigos or chosen, this next 3-year period is also a time for you to position yourselves financially, right? To position yourselves with where you live, to have some sort of take responsible action, be responsible. It's like you've seen, for those of you who are like awakened, like what it is, you've seen the signs, you're aware of the information, the things that are going on in this world, behind the scenes, and what's really going down, or what's been playing out. And so you're given a chance now to really free yourself from that. And Saturn's like, are you going to do the work? What do you need to do in all areas of your life to manifest what it is that you want to be? When things hit the fan, when things go down, are you going to be up? Are you going to be protected? Because not only is your consciousness that of the higher realms and that of unity, consciousness, and oneness with source, but have you done the things that you have to do in the physical earthly realm? And I just want to say, for those of you, it's not to feel pressure, because everyone's going to experience this in different ways. And I'll kind of get more into that in just a moment. But what I do want to say is, like, you don't have to, it's not primarily about resources and money, because the thing that comes first is your spirit, your soul, your connection to source, and your level of consciousness, and being in oneness, unity, and having no fear. That's what will always free you and save, like support you, right? And have you be basically untouchable from the illusion of what's outside of you, right? As long as your inner world is solid, stable, and secure, you'll be fine. So that's the first step. But then from there, you can actually start building. And it's like, what do you want? Everyone has different dreams. I mean, to me, the 12th house is our dream house, right? It's like, where are you dreaming? What are your dreams, right? What do you want to create? What's your ideal life look like? And that's where we're looking at. Saturn's going to show us, is it based off of illusion? Is it ego? Or is it aligned with your soul, right? With your spirit, with your highest math and your highest path? And so I think that's really what's going to be playing out for a lot of people, because what's also going to determine whether or not, like, where people are moving and where they're going in terms of their reality is what's the intention behind it, right? What's the intention behind what you want? Why do you want what you want? If you have not become clear and aware of that, then you essentially are going to move towards this like autopilot reality, right? Where you're not co-creating with source. You're just kind of having ideas and thinking you're in creator consciousness. But if you haven't been able to go deeper and examine, which is what Saturn in Pisces will do for us, it's what needs to go, what needs to be released, what needs to come to an end, what has been out of alignment. And what is in alignment? Okay, it's time to come into alignment. And some people will choose what they choose, and that's okay. You know, there's no judgment at the end of the day. God's source does not judge. You know, the darkness and the light are one. And at the end of the day, we need to like enjoy it all and have compassion for both polarities, right? And both sides of this whole thing. Again, that's higher consciousness, and that's how you can detach from it all, and you can basically be like not a part of it, right? Like you're escaping the MATRI. Okay, that's like, because for me, like escaping the, you know, it's basically, it starts here and it starts here. It's not about necessarily leaving, you know, it's not, I know a lot of people see it as like a financial thing, like, oh, you escape the you know, the thing because now you're making millions and now you get to do this and that and that. But is that really what it is? It's a whole collective thing, and it's not even about the money, right? I know on this channel, you guys hear me talk a lot about money, and I'm always motivating you guys to, you know, accomplish your financial goals. And you know, my favorite thing to do is give you guys money readings every month. But that's because I'm a person that has the intention of, okay, what am I going to use this wealth for? What am I going to use all the abundance that's coming in through my life, into my life, through all the seeds that I've sown and all the other avenues and streams that I've created for myself? Once the ships are fully manifested, once the trees that are already here are bearing fruit, what do I want to do with that? And so I always make sure that my intention is aligned with that of the greatest good of all, with that of the collective, with rebuilding and recreating, okay? Because it's gonna be needed. And so for those of you, again, who are light workers and starseed, Saturn and Pisces is a time for you to step up. But not only that, I feel like Saturn and Aries is the time, okay? Saturn and Pisces is the time to realign, to clear out, to free yourself once and for all. And a lot of us are going to be coming together more and more, and we're going to be communing together, okay? It's a powerful time, and you're being asked to be brave. It is that spiritual warrior energy. It's almost like having to go through the darkness to come out through the other side, which to me would be Aries, the rebirth. And with that rebirth is a whole new world, a whole new journey. If you guys have been watching, I've been channeling the song from Aladdin, A Whole New World. Okay, channeling. But yeah, so basically, guys, I want to really specify the fact that we have choice, we have free will, and whether you're using it or not, okay, and you're allowing things to be created for you, and you're allowing the external forces to dictate your future and your decisions and what you're allowed to do and you're not allowed to do, that's going to be determined by the work that we're doing during Saturn and Pisces, because Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius is a whole nother animal that we'll tap into in another video, so stay tuned for that. I want to keep it about Saturn and Pisces, right? Saturn is in Pisces also wants to free us from past life karma, right? It's a whole cycle. Like Saturn's returning, it's going back into Aries, you know, it's like it's done its work. And if you're alive right now, like it's a really powerful time for you. especially if you're going through your Saturn return like I am. This is my personal opinion. I mean, this is not that anyone's better than anyone else, and it's not like that at all. But I do feel like a lot of the Saturn and Pisces placements are people who have not only gone through severe trauma, okay, psychically, spiritually, mentally, in this life and in other lifetimes. Like, a lot of the Saturn and Pisces beings are very old souls and have a lot of things that, you have been clearing out for yourself and for the collective. And a lot of Saturn and Pisces people, okay, everyone's valid, of course, and we're all equal, right? In different ways. Okay, there's like validity and everything. What I'm just trying to get at is that I really feel like, I just want to say this for anyone who has Saturn and Pisces, like, I feel like you are a very integral part, same with every placement, but of creating the new earth, but like teaching from your experience, from your spiritual like quests and trauma and things like this. Same with Pluto, like, yeah, anyway. So it's a very powerful time. I know I have a little personal bias on that, but I think that Saturn and Pisces, like, what you're here to do has yet to be revealed to you, okay? It has yet to be revealed, okay, is what I'm hearing. And this is only the beginning. So that was just a message for some of you. But is there anything else I want to say? Let me see. Oh, with Saturn and Pisces, I feel like there's going to be also like a really big shift in medicine, right? And like, not only are many of us going to continue moving into alternative medicine, naturopathy, herbal healing, working with, regenerative detoxification and cellular regeneration and all of these things, and also using our own consciousness to regenerate the body. Like, a lot of us are already doing these things, and we have freed ourselves from that, those systems, okay, those soul feeding, energy sucking, archonic systems, okay, basically that's the vibe. So, everyone who's still caught in that has an opportunity to free themselves. But the thing is, like, that's only going to continue in some realm while the light continues in another realm, right? Many of us may experience both at the same time, because you'll perceive it. But again, like, you have to make the decision to free yourself from the lower timeline. Like, once you do that, you can still see it, but you're not in it, if that makes sense. And it takes a lot of work, you guys. And I think with Saturn, it's going to take a lot of work for many people. It's like me personally, as a Saturn in Pisces, like, this has been my life, right? My life's work. So what we're moving into is not foreign to me. But basically, we're fortunate enough to have people in this world that are also of the light and that are here to show the way and to shine their light and be those beacons of light, okay? So it's a beautiful time. It really is. And like, we also have to accept everyone's decisions, everyone's choices. Like, I think we're also going to be moving collectively to a place where we are allowing people to harm themselves. Like, that sounds so bad, but it's like no longer trying to like control every little thing. Now, granted, with Pluto and Aquarius, it's like other forces will want to be controlling, but as a collective, it's like learning to only really have power over ourselves and then not judge others. I think is also a big thing with Saturn and Pisces, and to understand that it's part of their soul's decision. If there's going to be a big shift here where there's going to be a breakdown, there's going to be new technology that's not really of the light, and then there's going to be more advanced healing that is of the light, that's been around for years and years, since pre-Atlantean times and since ancient times, and all that vibrational technology and sound healing and all these different things are going to be very, very beautiful and needed at this time. I feel like I personally am a big believer in alternative medicine in terms of like alkalinity and all of these things, because that's how I've been able to heal myself, raise my vibration, free myself in many ways. But the more we shift over the next 20 years, which is a whole nother video that I'm going to do, I just want to say this, there's going to be less and less of a need to even depend on the physical things, because we're going to be existing from a more higher dimensional embodiment. Let's just put it like that. And a lot of us have already experienced that. Like, if you have ever done a detox, a full cleanse, and have done at least like a month to 3 months on some sort of alkaline cleanse where there's very minimal intake of physical material, shit like that, and you're very much into breath work and doing all that, you experience that reality of like what feels like bliss. Okay, you can experience like nirvana. There's certain things that get activated if you start doing chakra work and you activate your kundalini, and there's so much. And you can, I mean, a lot of people achieve that without having to like fast and go out fully alkaline, and fully raw. But for me, it was through that avenue, and that was the way I needed to experience it, because I was so not well, okay, in a state of unwellness when I was about like 19, 20 is when I went through that whole experience. And ever since, I haven't looked back. But that's a whole nother video as well, and it's not for this channel. So anyhow, you guys, I just saw 223. So now that I got all that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about how Saturn is going to be impacting each sign in a different way. Okay, I'm going to speak about it in a very like specific way here. So I'm going to start with Aries, right? So Aries, you guys have this in your 12th house, okay? And what I'm doing here is I'm pulling a card for each sign. So welcome, Aries rising. This is for you. Sun and moon may also, you know, you will feel this as well, and you will be impacted. So each sign will be impacted as well, but check out your rising sign. Okay, so Aries, you have Saturn and Pisces transiting your 12th house. And this transit for you is going to be very transformative. Okay, and a lot of you already know this, but it is going to bring a lot of what I already spoke about. Okay, the shifts. A lot of you may be moving into alternative medicine. You may be learning about you know, going deeper into spirituality. You're going to really tap into your spiritual power even more. Okay, tap into like ancestral practices for some of you, and others of you are going to tap into even higher levels where it's like beyond the third dimensional type of spirituality that we've all been very accustomed to, where it's like really tapping into higher levels of existence. Okay, like higher dimensions, right? While still honoring the physical realm, of course, because if we're in this body, so then you should honor it. What else for Aries? Like, aside from the spiritual transformation, I feel like there's going to be a clearing out of the things that have been an illusion for you, right? So any false friendships, timelines, people, any ideas, any attachments that you've had to family, to people, to situations. Like, I know most Aries risings have already been going through that, liberating themselves on those levels, or anyone with Saturn and Pisces for that matter. But a lot of you are going to be experiencing this in a big way. Okay, ultimately it's leading you to the 10 of Pentacles, which is beautiful, right? Because it's like, in order to create this legacy for yourself, in order to create the life that you want, not only on a spiritual, emotional, and mental level, Aries, but on a material level, there is a need to dismantle the illusion. Okay, not to say that you're still not going to partake in the you know, third dimensional realms, okay, and the system that has been created. It's almost like being able to be in and out, in between worlds, right? So like taking advantage. So maybe some of you are investors, maybe some of you want to learn how to invest, maybe you want to get into real estate because this is the 10th house. I think that's amazing. I think that's beautiful. As long as these systems are still in place, while they're still in place, why not? But it's almost like part of what's going to support you in making all this happen is having this very deep spiritual life and a very deep connection with yourself, okay, and with source. Okay, it's also diving deep. I'm hearing spiritual warrior, Aries. So we know that you're the warrior, you are the fighter here, the light warrior. And so a lot of you are on mission, and I feel like a lot of you work in the astral. Okay, if you resonate, you know, you could have had a lot of dreams in your life, like you have vivid dreams, lucid dreams, like you're always in battle mode, or you're always fighting against the dark forces, for my light workers and my starseeds out there. So you'll already identify with this. And basically with this energy, what I want to say is, like, I feel like a lot of you have graduated. This sounds weird. It's like you're graduating, or you have ascended in the spirit, in the higher realms, in the astral. You've taken out a lot of the power, the strongholds, and you're being rewarded in the physical with a life of abundance, with a life of prosperity and wealth, because of the work that you have done for the divine plan, for source, for the light. Okay. So that's a message that I got for you as well. And this is something that's going to materialize for you in different ways. It's, you know, I feel like for many of you Aries, like the way that your wealth is going to materialize does not have to be mainstream. It does not have to be traditional. I'm hearing be innovative, lead your own path forward, be an individual, because that is what's going to create what it is that you want. I feel like this is a very out of the box type of energy, especially for those of you who have like your midheavens, right? Aries rising has a Capricorn midheaven, 10th house midheaven. And however that is being aspected in your chart, I'm getting is part of how you will manifest this 10 of Pentacles. So what do you have? For example, my Saturn is conjunct my midheaven, and so is my Pluto, and then my Pluto and my my Pluto and my Saturn and Pisces are trining each other. So there's this energy here where I have come to realize that part of how I'm meant to like build is to, well, this sounds so bad, and I've always known this, but is to take down the old system, or be like, okay, this is bad, like to support the collective in their awakening. Let's just put it like that, and to speak on, you know, shine light on the darkness and tap into my own shadow to like speak truth, right? Like that's just like, because I do have a quadruple Gemini placements, as you guys know, if you've been part of the fam. I have a big stellium in the 3rd house, with like 5 things in the third house, even though they're spread out. So between 2 signs. Anyway, so that's how you can figure out exactly what your purpose is. Also, what do you have in Virgo? I always say, what do you have in Virgo? And where is your chart ruler, right? Aries, where's Mars located? So those are kind of things you want to look at to get an idea when it comes to finances, because this is speaking of finances, Aries. You want to look at your 2nd house, your 8th house, your 11th house of finances and long-term investments and things like this. If you're interested in real estate, you want to look at your 4th house and your 10th house. Okay. So Aries rising, you're definitely meant to create something here, to have assets, financial freedom of some kind, and to be able to somehow be outside of, you know, the system. Okay, if that's what you want. So thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed that, if it resonated, hit the like button. Also, some of you may experience some sort of health challenges, but it's only to free yourself, right? It's like, speaking from experience, like sometimes you have to really look at something and be sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? And of being in a system that isn't really fixing anything, to go explore other ways. And so that's something that can be indicated here for you as well. And just know that whatever you're going through, even if you've been told that, you know, there's no other way, there is another way, and you can heal. So that's a message. And, you know, none of this is advice, like professional advice. So just a disclaimer, but yeah, very transformative for you. So I'm excited for your journey. Aries rising. This is amazing. This is beautiful. It does speak also to maybe some sort of mentorship. Okay. Getting some sort of support of some kind with any endeavors when it comes to your 10 of Pentacles here. This is not you doing it alone. And there is an energy of like still learning as you go, right? Saturn is in Pisces. So like be mindful that certain things may be revealed to you. There may be be careful with like shady characters, be careful with people who keep secrets and keep things hidden, but at the same time, go for it and know that this is going to make you, not break you. Okay. For those of you in business. All right. So thank you, Aries, for tuning in. All the best to you. All right, Taurus, welcome, Taurus rising. Okay, Sun and Moon will also feel this energy. You guys have this in your 11th house. So let's see. So in your 11th house of community, of public reputation, long-term gains, right? Long-term plan, Taurus. So a lot of you might be experiencing in the next week, like a breaking down of the things that are not aligning, that are not serving your long-term plan. Okay. There's also a deep lessons that you'll be learning when it comes to your stance in this world. Okay. Like, who are you in this, in the bigger picture, in the bigger scheme of it all, right? Like, where do you stand with your beliefs? Like, what are you supporting? What are you choosing? What do you want to create? Okay. Because a lot of you are going to be at the forefront at this time, in the public arena, maybe some of you are on social media, you have an opportunity to create and to support the collective at this time in a very big way. Temperance, I feel like with the temperance angel here, it's saying that, you know, doing your own work is so important at this time. Focusing on spirituality, Taurus, is what's going to free you from a lot of the karma, the karmic things that you've experienced. If some of you have had, or you might go through lessons with relationships, with friendships and associates. For some of you, there may be some sort of like challenges, but these challenges, remember, are meant to clear out what isn't serving. And in Pisces, it's meant to reveal to us what is illusory, what is fake, what is not real, what is also not out of alignment, right? And so with temperance, I feel like you being focused on your spiritual practice while being in this physical realm and being practical and going about your day-to-day is super key, right? Having balance between your masculine and your feminine energies, the polarities within self, the light and the dark. So not only is this like meditation and breath work and affirmations and setting intentions and being more spiritual and diving deep, this is also you guys integrating the shadow. And so I feel like it'll play out for you though, in terms of like how you show up in your social life and, you know, with people around you. And there are certain things that are going to be revealed to you and certain things that you're going to be addressing. And so that type of work is very important. Releasing parts of you that maybe have been out of alignment, like I already mentioned, Taurus. So I really like this a lot. Some of you could be finding yourselves in a whole new world after this transit. Like you might find yourself dealing with new environments, new surroundings, new friend groups. Like a lot of you might go through new friend groups. And I do want to say any friendships that stand the test of time throughout from now till February 13th of 2026, in 2006, those I feel like are going to be the friends that are going to go with you on through Saturn and Aries through the next long-term phase. You know, they're going to stand the test of time. Also with the long-term investments, temperance wants you to be patient, Taurus, be patient. Okay. If you are investing, there is a need to cultivate what you're building, right? To nurture and water that garden, whether it's through information, right? Because Uranus is also information and technology. With the 11th house, it is talking about anything online like cryptocurrency, trading, Forex, things like this. When it comes to learning and keeping up, I would say keeping up with like what's happening in the world, like just be patient, right, with yourself. This is a period of learning, growth, and transformation. If you are investing, like I was saying before, be patient with that and know that whatever it is you're creating is going to be for the long term. So there may be some long-term wealth coming in. There may be some long-term finances that you're setting up for yourself during this Saturn and Pisces time. But again, it's going to take time. So be patient and cultivate all of what you're doing through knowledge, information, growth, and support. Some of you might be doing these type of things in a community environment, like maybe online programs, working with other people, things like this, okay? Yeah, I feel like money wants to come in for you during this transit, okay? A big money or a big shift in finances, a lot of reward or whatever it is you have going on in your careers, that in your jobs, like this is going to impact the rest of your life, basically, okay? And there's some sort of karmic reward. So if things do feel challenging, try to identify what they are, why they're challenging, and realize that there is a lesson here that you're being that you're needing to learn in any situation when it comes to work, finances, long-term plan, goals, things like this. And that on the other side of this lesson lies some rewards and some monetary reward. Okay, Taurus, so I hope that was of service to you. I hope you enjoyed it. I do just want to say this with Pluto in Aquarius and the Saturn and Pisces in your 11th, I feel like a lot of you Taurus are actually going to be really choosing what it is that you want to support for moving forward. There's going to be different worlds playing out, like we spoke about in the collective part, where it's like one direction or this direction. And this is your time, Taurus, to really figure out and identify, okay, what's real, what's fake. So some of you Taurus might find yourselves actually being a little bit detached, okay, Aquarius, and really observing what's happening in the world and the main stage, and not really just jumping on any one side right away. It's like you want to do your due diligence. You want to make sure you have all the answers and come to your own conclusions, Taurus, when it comes to what you're going to support beyond 2026. Okay. So I hope that that was helpful and that you enjoyed my take on what's playing out for you during Saturn and Pisces. All the best to you, Taurus. All right, Gemini, welcome, Gemini. Gemini rising, you guys have Saturn transiting your 10th house in Pisces. Very beautiful, very powerful, right? 10th house of long-term gains and finances. Ooh, okay, so your tarot card came out. Beautiful. The Ace of Pentacles. So I definitely feel like there are some new opportunities that want to come in for you when it comes to your career during this transit. They're going to be, whatever this is as well, this new way to make money, this new job, new career path, it's going to be something that's going to bring you the success that you want, the abundance that you want, because the 10th house is our long-term wealth. It's like the 11th house, but it really is our stability in terms of like our homes, our physical money, like wealth. It's not like our investment accounts. It's not our like retirement accounts. It's your assets, right? It's what you own. Do you own anything? Okay, it's like that, or do you not, right? And so it's like giving yourself an opportunity to maybe secure something for yourself, a piece of real estate for many of you in the next 3 years, big or small. Okay, any business as well would be really good for you in real estate. And if you want to get involved, okay, there is a need, because Saturn is in Pisces in your 10th, to get mentorship, to get support when it comes to this type of endeavor, not go at it alone. Okay. There is a need though to be patient with yourself, because this is indicating that whatever it is you're embarking on, okay, Sun and Moon will also resonate. Whatever it is you're embarking on is going to take some time for you to really master, because it's the beginning stages. But as long as you're consistent and grounded with the work that you're doing and taking, practical steps forward, and again, having that mentorship, you'll be able to be very successful in this new profession, new career, new job, new business. Okay, Gemini. And also with this energy, I wanted to say though, with the Pisces energy, it's a time to really create your dreams and cultivate your ideas and actually make them come into reality, manifest them into the physical realm. I feel like if you've done a lot of intention setting over the years, if you've done a lot of visualization work and all of these different things, especially let's say last year, for example, you may have done a lot of like manifestation work, right? With that 9th house, or even till this point, Saturn in your 9th, like a lot of higher minded thinking, really communing with your higher self, seeing the bigger picture. All of these things are going to finally cement and ground and materialize for you. Okay. Beautiful. I love this, Gemini. So this is amazing. Okay. What else though did I want to say for you? I feel like for you, Gemini, there's also this energy of spirituality in terms of like, yeah, I mean, for all of us, right? It's about how can we manifest through our spiritual power as well. It's not just taking action and being practical. Wow, the 10 of Cups, Gemini. Like, yeah, whatever this is, it's leading you towards your wish fulfillment, your long-term success. And so some of you I'm hearing some stability in some way financially, right? You want to make sure that you are secured, right? Your 10th house, in some way, big or small, you want to feel like you're taken care of for the years to come. And so you're being given an opportunity during this transit until February 13th of 2026 to make this happen. I feel like love wants to come in. I don't feel like you're going to be doing it alone. For many of you, you will have a significant other that you're going to be meeting, that you'll get married to, if that's what you want, marriage or, equal partnership, whatever, a life partner that you'll be able to create in this 10th house with. Okay. So I want to say this, Gemini, the transformations that are coming in over the next 3 years are leading you to the long-term rest of your life. Okay. So like when Saturn moves into Aries and Taurus, you know, it's like you're going to continue building on all of this. But whatever you're learning now, whatever's being revealed to you now, whatever is being released and cleared out during the Saturn and Pisces transit in your 10th house is going to be setting the stage for your new life. So for some of you, if you've been involved in something for a long time, like in a corporation, like working for a company, and it's not in alignment and that leaves your life, trust that it's meant to leave your life, and trust that you're being guided to this new beginning in finances, a new opportunity where you'll be able to create abundance. Oops, High Priestess came out. I mean, Queen of Cups. So you might have water in your chart, or you might need a water sign. Okay. So I just feel like you're not going to be alone doing this is what I'm feeling. Also just be in your heart space at this time during the Pisces in your 10th house, my loves. Don't be in fear and don't allow illusion to seep in, and trust that anything that is not in alignment will be revealed to you as you move forward throughout the next 3 years. All right, gems. So I love you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. Also be careful with, like, you want to just be careful. Like, I feel like you're going to be fine either way because it's part of the journey. But like when it comes to real estate investing or anything like this, where you're building a business or you work for a corporation or a company that you're trying to like go the mile with, like there may be like hidden things and secrets and like little things that you're going to be having to use your Gemini skills to figure out what the truth is as you move through this 3-year period. Okay. But trust and believe that you're going to come out on the other side of this knowing like fully what's reality and what's not, what's meant for you and what's not. Okay. So anyway, Gem, all the best to you. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. So Cancer rising, you guys, Sun and Moon will also feel this as well. You guys have this in your 9th house. Amazing. So Pisces is in the 9th house. I heard what dreams you have when it comes to travel was the first thing I heard. I heard a lot of you want to travel. This is a great time for you to travel. Okay. I heard of being by the water, Cancer. So the next 3 years, it's so important that you try to like be in a body of water, that you try to connect with the water element, because through that water element is going to come a lot of inspiration, creativity, a lot of expansion, right? 9th house is our beliefs. It's our higher mindedness. It's our ability to create. So the next 3 years are a time period for you to create your dreams, right? In a very, now depending on your other signs, you'll be able to do more than one thing, but specifically dealing with your Cancer placement, it's going to be a time to manifest your dreams through the water element and the mental plane. Okay. Water element. Yeah, it is mental. It is the mental plane, but now that I think about it, you also have fire there, right? So it's almost like a nice balance, except that there's no earth. So what that's telling me is that it's a time to create, it's a time to take action. And that after this 3-year period, Cancer, is when you're really going to see this solid foundation, because what's coming after that is Saturn in your 10th. Okay. So know that you're in the 9th house phase right now. Know that you are in this process of creating. And also, some of you might end up going back to school, or you might think about continuing your education in some way. And it doesn't have to be going after a PhD or your master's. This could be as simple as getting those certifications, going after these programs, advanced training. Okay. Adding more tools to your toolbox, building your resources as well here. Okay, with travel, I really like this a lot. Okay, I see you like, yeah. I also see you tapping more into like a Piscean energy here, a more mutable energy, because you have the 9th house with Pisces. So it's like being very flexible. I feel like this is a time where you get to move around, you get to create and just be like, wow, the Wheel of Fortune, Cancer. So there's definitely a lot of money. Also, right, 9th house, Jupiter, good fortune, luck, abundance, success, whatever this is, it's going to expand you. It's going to expand you. However, it is about learning. It is about advancement in our education. So Saturn wants you to continue to learn more, to continue to grow, and to, also I heard ask questions. So I'm also feeling like 9th house, 3rd house axis. I'm also feeling like what's in your 3rd house, what's in your 9th house. There could be something to that. So look into that. That's what I heard. But this, you guys, is very amazing here, because it is like you learning a new way to make money. It's about you finding new ways, okay, to free yourselves financially. Because for me, the 9th house is very much like freeing ourselves through the mind, and then seeing it materialize. So if you want financial freedom, multiple streams of income, it's a beautiful time. If you guys want to wedding plan, if you guys want to get married, you might be getting married in the next 3 years. Okay, so this is beautiful. There's a big shift here. I feel like for some of you, money may come in through a significant other, but I would just see what's in your 7th house. I heard that if at some point there's an alignment in your 7th house with Venus while Saturn is in your 9th, that could be a time where some of you will maybe marry into money or just simply find the person that you're meant to create wealth with. Okay, that because you know how like in synastry, like your person could have a certain natal chart that with yours actually activates your abundance. So it's kind of that vibe, okay, for some of you. Not to say that you need to be with anyone to achieve success, right? And that's not what I'm saying here. But I just want you to know that there is that possibility, because for me, that 9th house is that, and Saturn is about rewarding us, right? So it's like when you leave this 3-year period, Cancer, and you've done all the work and you do this like higher learning, education, advancing in your careers, your jobs, your passions, your projects, right? Really focusing on the abundance, traveling, creating a life of freedom and leisure and fun, okay? Sagittarius, yeah? It's like, this is what's happening in this whole time. So I feel like for many of you, what I'm hearing is like chunks of change will come in, like lump sums of money you can expect to constantly come in over the next 3 years, where it may be if some of you are trying to shift out of a job and you feel a little, or some of you have some sort of instability or something that's not consistent, like maybe you're self-employed or you're a business owner. It's like working towards becoming consistent in your finances, but know that in the process, there will be little like lump sums. I heard donations, I heard grants, I heard funding, business funding. I also heard just like a lot of like revenue, like increases in your finance. But again, like I just want to like remind you, Cancer, that it all starts in the mind. So it's like doing your higher minded work, like affirmations, reprogramming your subconscious mind, listening to certain frequencies, certain, things is what's going to support you as well in cementing and solidifying, right, this reality for yourself. Saturn is very much the grounded energy here in this situation, and you have Pisces, which is allowing you to dream, and water, okay, your garden basically. And then of course have fun, take action, Cancer. So this is really nice here. Now some of you, there may be an opportunity for you to make money while you travel. There may be an opportunity to make money overseas. There may be an opportunity here for this, just because Saturn is the ruler of the 10th house. I'm kind of feeling like Saturn Pisces in the 9th, like, I'm feeling like it's this opportunity to also invest overseas. So like Airbnb, maybe some of you want investment property, things like this is going to be also very powerful for you, or simply being able to maybe move or relocate if that's something you want to pursue, or like some sort of new path in your life. Also, I heard some of you retreats. You might go on a spiritual retreat over the next 3 years, or you might take some time to travel and to experience other cultures. Okay. So all the best to you, Cancer. If you enjoyed that, please give the video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section that you're also a fellow Cancer, although I'm not a Cancer rising, but yeah, all the best to you. Thank you for being here. Alrighty, so now we have Leo in the 8th house, Leo rising. This is for you, and Sun and Moon will also feel this as well. So Leo, this is a powerful time for you. Saturn and Pisces transiting your 8th. You have the Temperance card, you have the 8 of Pentacles. Interesting. You have 3 cards, okay, that wanted to come out. So, this 8th house is one of my favorite houses because it speaks of shared resources and finances. It's the we versus the me. The 2nd house would be how you make money. The 8th house is how are we making money, right? It's like, how are we investing together? How are we building, right? And the first energy was the Temperance card. So this is saying that when it comes to your investments, Leo, when it comes to the things that you want to create in your 8th house, for some of you, it's a stock market. For some of you, it's real estate. For others of you, it could be a business, right? Entrepreneurial house as well. There is a need to be patient, okay? There's a need to be very patient with whatever it is that you want to create. As things fall into place here, 8 of Pentacles, you guys, which is one of my favorite cards, and this speaks to exactly what I just mentioned, which is getting something off the ground, building a business, freeing yourself financially in some way, or starting to free yourself, right? Learning a new way, getting mentorship, getting education, being having someone to hold your hand when it comes to building wealth or working in tandem with a business partner, a significant other. This is like marriage, money through marriage. This is this type of energy, right? So Saturn, which is the ruler of the 10th house, will be in this house of yours, okay? And with Pisces, you just want to be careful because it's indicating that there will be some tests, there will be some illusions, some things that you're not seeing quite clearly. There will be things that you have to be patient with, okay? And trust that the answers you need are coming, okay? Throughout the next 3 years, trust that whenever there is confusion, whenever you feel unsure about this 8th house of yours, that your patience and doing the work on yourself, right? Mentally and spiritually, making time for the mental energy, right? Meditation, affirmation, work, keeping your vibration of being positive minded, higher minded is what's going to keep you afloat as things play out for you, okay? In your finances, okay? The same with investments. Don't get overwhelmed when you're in those markets, when you're doing what you do. You know, this is a time for you to find your zen. So I just saw someone like on the computer, like trading, and instead of being like so like crazy about it, like you're just like chilling, or like some of you are like on the beach, right? Is kind of what I saw as well, like vacationing while you wait for your ships to come in and wait for those seeds that you've sown to manifest, okay? Others of you, you know, real estate for me is indicated here when it comes to like other people's money. So if you want funding, if you're trying to get funding, you know, Saturn wants to give you these things, Leo. When it comes to, for example, building a business or becoming an entrepreneur, Saturn wants to give you the money. When it comes to the loan for the house, when it comes to anything from the banks, when it comes to increases in your finances, Leo, for whatever it is, you're being asked to be patient. Saturn wants to give it to you, but there are things that you have to go through. Like, it sounds so weird, right? In case you're new to like astrology or whatever, I'm not an astrologist yet, okay, and I'm not an astrologer, but I am into astrology. I consider myself to be deep into it enough to have a grasp on what's going on. I want to get more into it. I'm a spiritual being, okay, who knows a lot of stuff and just like has tapped in. So basically, just wanted to put that out there, but basically, wherever this money is coming from and however it is that you want to manifest it, you're being asked to just be patient and know that it's coming in. So what I meant to say was, Saturn is known to like put us through little tests before rewarding us, right? Because it has to do with karma. So there are lessons that we have to learn. So as things are being cleared out for you, Leo, trust that this is what's on the other side of this 3-year period for 2026. Now, for some of you, there will be karmic situations with maybe, you know, fighting over inheritance or fighting over money. There may be something, I hate to say this, but there may be a lawsuit, there may be something, but I feel like you will win. You're just being asked to be patient. If you're waiting, again, money can come through so many different ways, and that is precisely how the 8th house works, right? The 2nd house is kind of like the work we do for money. And the 8th house is like, okay, where's this money coming from outside of myself? You know, which is why I love the 8th house. No, I'm kidding. But it's also inheritance, right? Like some of you could be patiently waiting for some money. Okay. Others of you could be working with family to create something here, you know, working with your parents for some of you. Let's see, also with the Lovers came out. I do feel like some of you will be meeting someone here, a significant other. And you two will be able to create this life together. Now, I feel, Leo, like for some of you, it could be a soulmate, okay? And this could be romantic. It doesn't have to be. Others of you, it might be a twin flame. It could be like you and your person. Regardless, it's just you and your romantic person creating, right? For some of you, it is marriage, okay? Well, I'm sorry, it's not necessarily marriage, like ceremonial. This is not indicating like a ceremony or a wedding. It's indicating either legal marriage, okay, or something contractual, like signing a lease with someone, getting into a mortgage, getting into some sort of agreement, okay? Also, this could just be a verbal agreement for some of you. So it's just an energy of committing to something here. Now, for some of you, this could be a commitment to a new job, a new employer, a new career path. So that's something you can expect. Again, Saturn wants to bring in what is meant for you and what's in alignment for you when it comes to your 8th house. Hopefully I didn't whiplash too much, okay, with my Geminian energy. My Leo, hopefully I was able to explain that in a very like concise way. What else though for Leo? be patient when it comes to love if you're single. Okay, you might meet someone through a new business opportunity, through a new program, a mentorship. Like, so let's say like you're going to that like investment event or that real estate event, and then all of a sudden you meet someone there and you're like, ooh, and you're like, let's make money together. So like, you know, that's the vibe there. Some of you, it's like if you're yeah, okay. Now I just want to say this because the 8th house does deal with also like hidden secret, like hidden world, underworld, like hidden realm, like secrets. Like, I don't know. I just want to say that, and this is kind of like outside of the tarot. I just want to say this, like with Saturn and Pisces in your 8th house, trust and believe, Leo, that there will be a lot of death and rebirth on a spiritual level. Okay, on a deep inner level. Like when it comes to, like for some of you, it could be something related to like sexuality. Others of you, it could be like overcoming addictions. Oh my God, I forgot to mention that too. Aries, oh my God. Funny though how you have a similar energy, because Aries is ruled by Mars and your original traditional ruler is Mars as well before Pluto. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm speaking to Leo. What I meant to say was the 8th house. Excuse me. Anyway, the 8th house is traditionally ruled. But anyway, there could be that energy as well, Leo. And yeah, but overall, I see you overcoming this, because the key here is temperance, right? Again, is tending to your spiritual needs, making sure that you're doing the work on yourself, doing shadow work, because after all, that's what, you know, Saturn is in Pisces for. And I just see this being very successful for you here, okay? When it comes to these endeavors, these financial endeavors of yours. Yep, we pretty much touched on everything I wanted to speak on when it came to the 8th house. So if that was of service to you, Leo, thank you for being here. And please hit the like button. Also, let me know in the comment section if you're a Leo rising. Where do you have Leo in your chart? I would love to know, and be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. All right, Virgo, welcome, Virgo. So Virgo, you have your Saturn and Pisces transiting the 7th house, okay, of relationships. Interesting. So there's going to be a lot of transformation here for you when it comes to relationships, right? I feel like karmic people will be cleared out. Karmic relationships will be no more. For some of you, you might even get back with a karmic during the next 3 years, just to realize that it is karmic and that it's not meant for you. So that's something to be mindful of, Virgo. It's going to play out differently for everyone. And obviously, I would say if you have like a Venus in Virgo or Mars in Virgo, then that might be the case for some of you, okay, especially. But this is for Virgo rising, so you're definitely going to feel this as well, right? You're mostly the one who's going to be feeling this, because it's like a time where your relationships are going to be tested, you know? These can be relationships that are very deep, like past life relationships, right? Saturn and Pisces in the 7th, it's like that opposition. Oh no, it's not. But Virgo is the opposition to Pisces. So I just feel like it's this energy of like, okay, I love you. I have deep feelings for you. Like, you mean so much to me, but I'm like too attached, or this is toxic, or this isn't healthy for me. And it's like leaving that situation to go free yourself and focus on your mental health, Virgo, to focus on your well-being, your emotional well-being as well. Okay, others of you are going to be spiritual questing. Okay, spiritual questing and like moving towards new relationships. You have the Ace of Wands. Beautiful. I see you taking action forward towards a new path and a new direction when it comes to your relationships. Also, this is to me business partnerships. So some of you will be maybe starting a new business. You might be meeting new people. This is networking energy. So your network, right? It's very much your network. So some of you might find yourselves currently going through a shift in your life where you're either changing careers, thinking about going into a new career, a new field, a different profession. And this is part of what Saturn and Pisces is going to be doing for you. It's all about you networking over the next 3 years and meeting people. Now with Saturn and Pisces, like I've been saying, for many people, you could maybe deal with some people that are a little bit like secretive, or like have certain things that they keep secret or hidden. So I feel like give it time for relationships to deepen, but I do feel like the relationships you're going to be acquiring, whether romantic, whether friendships, business partnerships, the ones that make it with you out of this next 3-year period, right? February 13 to the February 13 of 2026. Those are the ones that are going to stand the test of time. I feel like these are, you're creating long-term relationships here, lifelong relationships, excuse me. And yeah, I feel like who had a similar energy? Taurus had a similar energy, I believe. So that's beautiful. Okay. I would just enjoy it, Virgo. I feel like it's a time for you to expand. It's a time for you to, if you're single, I feel like you're going to be meeting a new person here. I feel like it's going to require you to actually put yourself out there. So if you've been like in hermit mode a lot recently, or you've been going within a lot, you know, Saturn has been in your 6th house. So, you know, you may have been going through a lot of inner healing, a lot of being a little bit recluse and really learning lessons on a deep spiritual internal level about yourself. But Virgo, it is time to kind of like really venture out and have fun. This is the time to have fun, to explore and to create what it is that you want in your life. Okay. So 7th house for me is also like, any of you that, it is like, you know, Venus in the 7th. So it's like any of you that are entrepreneurs or business owners or want to take your life to the next level, there's an opportunity to create a lifestyle for yourself that is one of more fun and freedom and more leisure, as opposed to always working, Virgo. So definitely enjoy this time period. With Saturn in Pisces, it is kind of saying like, okay, it's time to like indulge a little bit. It's time to reap the rewards of your labor, the fruits of your labor. You know, it's time to experience more of that. Okay. Oh my God. I feel like I'm sorry, Virgo. I'm sorry. Am I on? Why do I feel like oh no, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I got confused for a moment with, anyway, some of you might have Libra in your chart. I got confused for a moment. Yeah, no, you're good. I said everything that I said was for you. So yeah, it's a very powerful time here, Virgo. Okay. The thing is that you and Libra are experiencing like the same energies, but in opposite ways. Like they're experiencing your house and you're experiencing their house. So that was the confusion there. Okay. So that's very interesting. But yeah, so I hope that this next 3 years is very transformative for you guys. I'm really excited for you. I know like with you guys, I feel like I haven't been able to say like too much. Like I've expressed more with other signs, but I just feel like because with you, it's like very to the point. I feel like this next 3-year period is going to be like that. It's going to be very to the point of what it is like that you're dealing with in your 7th house. So it's like a big focus on that. And there's no need to overthink and there's no need to like over analyze. Right? Virgo, like it's the opposite, right? It's Saturn in Pisces. So it's not a time to overanalyze situations. It's a time to go into flow state and enjoy. Like I just see you guys like traveling, like being very social, like meeting people and having fun. I see a lot of like home decorating. I see a lot of like revamping where you live, like, you know, creating a comfortable space for yourself where you're going to be able to create. Like if you're a creative being or you want to create, it's like, I just see a lot of you creating like these beautiful eclectic spaces for yourself over the next 3 years. Really like, it's not homemaking. It's like home decorating, home decor. So it's just funny here. It's a funny energy, but again, enjoy those new relationships. If you are in a relationship, I want to say this now that I remember, you may be tested. Your relationship, your marriage might be tested, but whatever, you know, is being revealed to you, it's meant to free you from some sort of illusion or lie. Okay. Because Pisces energy can keep a lot of secrets. And as it relates to based out of insecurity. So there may be an opportunity here for you to have compassion for your significant other or vice versa. Others of you are meant to be freed from some sort of karmic situation. And then those of you who are learning lessons as it relates to love will be rewarded. Okay, it's going to be different for all of you and exactly what that looks like. But that's basically the gist of it. Okay, Virgo, so all the best to you. Enjoy the next 3 years. If you enjoyed this, if it was helpful in any way or informative, please give the video a thumbs up and be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. All right, all the best to you, Virgo. Okay, Libra, welcome. So Libra rising. Let's go ahead and get into this. So Saturn in Pisces is transiting your 6th house. Okay, for the next 3 years. So from March 7th, 2023 to February 13th of 2026. And this is going to really impact you, Libra, on a deep level, right? On a spiritual and level, and in terms of your psyche as well. There's a lot of transformation for you on a internal level, right? I heard your inner world is going to be transformed. A lot of you might be going within, right? You might be finding yourselves taking a step back from people around you, diving deep. Some of you are really going to be protecting your heart, really focusing on your security, your emotional security, your financial security. You know, Saturn is the ruler of the 10th house. It deals with finances, with wealth. And here comes the Four of Pentacles, right? So it's almost like going through some deep soul searching and inner work about the financial path forward, what that looks like. How are you going to manifest your dreams? Some of you might find yourselves in some sort of limiting situation financially, feeling like there's a little bit of scarcity, or you don't have all the tools that you would like need to create or do something like purchase a home, build wealth, build assets, whatever it is. But that's the thing. It's like Saturn is putting you through some sort of transformation period, because Saturn does that. And through those challenges comes rewards, comes a lot of abundance, really. And so I heard look into where you have Jupiter in your chart as well. Believe you have it in like your first house, right? Isn't it in your first? No, excuse me, in your seventh. Jupiter is like in your seventh, and it's moving into your eighth when it moves into Taurus in May of 2023. So I heard eighth. Okay. Yeah, so you're going to still be impacted with when it comes to money. There's a big emphasis on finances for you. I just know it. I feel it, Libra. But the thing is that with Saturn being in your sixth, it's like, okay, it's problem solving energy, right? It's the calm after the storm. It's getting to the other side of the fence, you know, like over the, you know, getting to the light, now being able to like profit, benefit. But the big but here is that it may not happen until the end of this transit. For some of you, it'll happen sooner. For others of you, it might happen towards the end, because like in the process, you're being transformed. Your finances are going through a transformation. You may be, you know, becoming entrepreneurs or learning to invest or whatever, just because of that Jupiter that popped in my head. I just feel like for you, Jupiter is playing a big role here. And part of Saturn and Pisces being in your sixth house it's about, you know, hermit mode. It's about doing research. It's about going online, really learning as much as you can in order to change your financial situation, to not feel like you have to hold on so tightly to what you do have and feeling fearful of the future. It's about financial proofing yourself, Libra, and basically you have 3 years to do it. Okay, so that's the good news. You have 3 years to do it, and you know, spend time at home. Be within yourself, and don't feel bad about it. If you feel like you are feeling less sociable, there's going to be moments where you feel like socializing. There may be moments where you don't. That is a-okay. You might feel like, why am I like this? Why am I feeling more recluse? Am I depressed? No, you're not depressed. You're just going through a transformation on a very deep level, right? Saturn in Pisces wants to reveal things to you that are out of alignment, okay, on a very emotional and spiritual level and mental level too, because of the sixth house. Also, if certain work-related things start falling away, or you go through changes in work, have faith that it will get better, that Saturn is lining something else up for you. But part of the lesson too is like doing the work, right? So it's like, as things maybe change, so if some of you like lose a situation, like feel like there's like financial scarcity, it's like, what are you doing in the meantime, in the process? Are you falling into negativity and attracting more and kind of digging a hole and spiraling out? Or Libra, are you being abundant and positive and pushing through and knowing that it'll work out and that there's a will, there's a way? Because you have the Queen of Wands here. And so I feel like that's kind of the advice, is saying, you know, like push through, think about like leading your path forward, network, socialize as well. Okay. Like don't go too much into hermit mode, because I feel like with Saturn and Pisces in the sixth, like you might find yourself feeling really stressed out, and like almost like work or career is a burden to you. You might actually find yourself going into some sort of emotional health issues or mental health just because of the sixth house. This is also going to be a powerful time for those of you who have health issues, Libra, to address them, to transform those health issues. Okay, very much like Aries. Like a lot of you will find yourselves getting into alternative medicine, naturopathic healing. Like once it's time to address something once and for all. And a lot of you will be coming to your own conclusions about certain things in this world. A lot of you are actually going to be awakening even further. A lot of you are going to be very activated at this time, getting upgrades and receiving downloads and all of these things, because that Saturn in Pisces wants to reveal the truth to you. And the sixth house is about truth seeking. Okay. I love that energy. So one of my favorite houses, but I feel like every house is pretty cool. I don't actually have a house that I don't like. Now that I think about it. Anyway, I just really like the sixth house for you at this time, Libra. I think it's very powerful. Yeah, I feel like this is the vibe of like you, instead of wanting to go out all the time, it's like you saying, hey guys, come over to my place. Like, let me host you. Let's be in my space. Let's be in my sacred space, right? Four of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands. It's like, maybe some of you don't want to overspend your money, right? So it's like, let's hang out at my place. Like, I'll host you guys, you know? The Tower, beautiful. Yeah, it is what it is, right? Like, let it fall. Whatever leads your life at this time needs to go. If you are dealing with health issues, find a way, Libra. If something hasn't been working out for you in the system that you've been in and the things that you've been exploring, there's another way. And Saturn in Pisces wants you to find that other way. Saturn in the sixth house, and Pisces wants you to find the other way to free yourself from the karma, because health issues are karmic as well, right? Whether it's past life stuff or cause and effect from this life and the actions that and the things we've done, it's all repairable. It's all healable and reversible. Like, there is nothing that you cannot pretty much undo unless there's been some sort of permanent change or something that, you know, like, and even still, we might move to a place where we can fully shift. Okay. Anything with the thoughts of our mind. But for now, while we're still here, okay, in this realm, in this dimension here, yeah, it's like, let it happen, right? My love, my Libra. Because on the other side of that, like, I love how there's like butterflies here, right? And there's a lot of nature. Some of you might actually find yourselves going through a tower moment in the next 3 years of your environment, something about your environment, okay? And it's like, once that happens and it's like everything, like, kind of maybe for some of you falls apart. This sounds so bad. I'm sorry, guys. It's like now you come out of it, and when you look, it's like a whole new world. I saw some of you moving out into nature, some of you being off grid, some of you being able to be outdoors and create and make your own food, because Virgo is like the harvest, right? It is farming, it is work, it's the service work that we do. I feel like some of you will be going through major shifts in the work that you do and the things you do for money, and trying to become more self-sufficient and become more independent and autonomous, and leaving certain systems behind or trying to escape certain things. So I love this for you, Libra. You got this. Keep expanding your mind. Ooh, speaking of, I was picking that up. Ace of Swords. It's time for you also during this, again, with that sixth house to you're going through a quest. Like, a lot of you are questing, like truth seeking, like questing online research, like finding out truth. Some of you are going deeper down the rabbit hole. Some of you are going to wake up even more. You know, you're going to figure things out and be like, yo, like, this is it. Others of you are going to start speaking. You're going to actually start sharing your information. You might find that you can monetize something by being a healer for others and being a sharer of information and truth. Okay, some of you, what you're going to be doing here for money is being a tower person, you know, someone who's making the illusions fall apart, right? Saturn and Pisces, for the masses, for the collective, revealing what is not true and what's fake and what's out of alignment, and being a way shower and a exposer of things. So Libra, if you resonated with that, please smash the like button and watch your sun, moon, and rising. But I really like this for you. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Yeah, I feel like some of you are being given an opportunity to create something long-standing through your spiritual work, something about your spirituality, your intuition. But there's a lot of growth here for you. Okay, so anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, welcome, Scorpio. So Scorpio rising, you have Saturn transiting your 5th house. Amazing. I love this for you. Beautiful. This is your fifth house of creativity, of celebration. But for me, you guys know I always read the fifth house very much as children, family, parent-child relationships. I read this house as well as entrepreneurial endeavors. Excuse me, I spaced out. Entrepreneurial endeavors, you know, leading your path forward, being a boss, becoming, you know, monetizing something creative here. But with Saturn and Pisces in the fifth house, Scorpio, I feel like there is a lot of transformation. Wow. As it pertains to, okay, there's a lot of messages. See, the fifth house always gets me like that because there's so much that we can like tap into. Okay, off the bat, what I'll say is there's some sort of wish come true that's happening, right? The Star card. You're being asked to continue to manifest in the next 3 years from now till February 13 of 2026, what it is that you want for yourself when it comes to your fifth house, when it comes to children, family, relationship, romantic partnership, right? Creative endeavors. Very powerful time for you to create because Pisces is about our dreams. It's about creating, right? It's about the spiritual realm, the higher realm, and how we can call in. And you have Saturn in there, which is the earth element, which is perfect combination to ground, right? To add water to the land, to the seeds, to nourish what you've sown, the things that you are doing in your life for the next long-term plan. Okay, for whatever you're creating now is going to be long-standing. Okay, fifth house is the opposite of the 11th, and it's that same vibe. So as the 11th, right, of long-term. But it's more so like, it's like creating it now though, right? Creating the things that we've spoken about and not being afraid to go into the watery element and to have faith and spirit. You know, your faith-based work and your spirituality is super key. Scorpio, you have the Strength card, you have the 10 of Cups, and you have the Wheel of Fortune. So you will be overcoming any challenges surrounding your fifth house. So romantic partnerships, children, parent relationships, entrepreneurial endeavors, financial goals, things like this as well. Okay, the fifth house isn't really how we make money, or it's not shared finances, but to me it does speak to building a business or having, like, honestly, I would even say having like the money rolling in. So it's like any money worries will be cleared out, right? Because this is you going from the fourth house to the fifth. Saturn was in your fourth, it's moving to your fifth. So it's like you've done the work financially, you've been building the home life, you've been building your foundation. Now it's like, can we have the consistency coming in? And is there time to have fun and live our best lives, basically, and have, you know, celebrate? And so I see that there is a time period for you to have fun with maybe a significant other, to celebrate. There's money that wants to come in for you. You're going to be overcoming challenging situations, getting out of your own way. This also speaks to overcoming the ego. So the types of deaths that you can experience, right, with Saturn and Pisces in the fifth is like death of the ego, right? It's like letting go of the things that maybe aren't in alignment with your higher self, maybe the parts of you that are prideful, maybe the parts of you, you know, so it's like the way that these things happen though sometimes is that we have to go through little lessons, right? Saturn wants to put us through little lessons so that we can overcome and identify these things within ourselves. So it's something that's going to happen naturally. It's going to happen on its own. So don't feel like you have to actively look in the mirror and identify these things. Because they're just going to happen, right? You definitely want to do the shadow work. We all want to do shadow work, all 12 signs in different areas, but I want you to know that this is a transformation that you're going through. As a result, by letting go of the illusions within self, right? Of your ego identity and the things that you've been believing. Some of you are going to go through big ego identity shifts, like maybe believing, you know, not believing certain things that you've been believing about yourself, right? Just know that it's going to bring a more abundance and good fortune for you and transformation, because it's, again, these are shadows. So we sometimes think that the shadow is going to get us where we want to be. In certain instances, it does, and it is useful. And the shadow is always useful, right? I mean, it's there for a reason. It's not to negate it and completely like act like we want to, you know, it's about integrating it, right? And being conscious of it. But I do see there being some sort of fulfillment here and abundance for you, right? So this is really nice. And I feel like it's in all those areas, right? The fifth house is so many things. So thankfully, I don't have to sit here and list all of them, but just know that it's fifth house abundance, right? That wants to come in. But just be kind with yourself, Leo, like as you Scorpio, as you go, so you might have Leo in your chart, but as you go through these realizations and you allow the shifts to take place, right? Because that Saturn and Pisces energy is going to reveal things to you, right? On its own. That's what's beautiful. It's not like in the sixth house where you might have to like really do research and figure it out and go questing. This isn't you really questing. This is you living your best life. Like I said, having fun, living your life, Scorpio, and realizing that in the meantime, you're going through major shifts, and just welcoming it. When these things happen, allow it. It's very cathartic. I feel like there's a lot of cathartic healing for you. Okay, for some of you, there could be an opportunity, right, to free yourself financially in some way. Fifth house, right? With the Wheel of Fortune, this is your prayers being answered, wish coming true, you overcoming challenge. And now because the money's rolling in, or you achieve some sort of life that you wanted or something that you wanted, you now get to experience a happy ending. And I feel like it is with a significant other. Okay, you might be meeting someone as well through some sort of work endeavor, business endeavor, because it is like colleagues, not coworkers. It's like business partners, business associates, and creativity. Some of you will be monetizing a creative project. For my spiritualpreneurs, my spiritual warriors out there. So Scorpio, it's a beautiful next 3 years for you. It really is. It's full of abundance. Okay, pretty much. So comment abundance in the comment section, Scorpio, to claim it. But I want you to also just be kind with yourself, right? Throughout the next 3 years, like don't be hard on yourself. Release. It's all about healing and releasing. Forgive yourself, forgive others. I see you forgiving your parents. I see you forgiving a mother, maybe. I see there being a lot of healing, and I see you actually deepening your connection to the divine, because the fifth house, ruled by Leo, which is ruled by the sun, kind of makes me think of crown chakra, solar plexus, makes me think of higher realms, higher consciousness, really. So I feel like you're going through a crown chakra activation. You're going through some sort of ascension in your life. You are ascending into the higher realms even more. For many of you, you're going to be awakening more and aligning with your higher self. So that's pretty beautiful here as well. And I feel like through your connection to God, to source, mother, father, God, source, the divine, you'll be able to really manifest what it is that you want and call in through faith and, just allowing Leo, Scorpio, excuse me. Scorpio, it's about allowing, right? Attracting, creating, because it's coming in. You have Pisces energy. Saturn wants to give you stuff. As long as you learn the lesson in the fifth house, you'll get it, okay, in the next 3 years. So I love this for you so much. It's happening for you. What you wanted is here. It's 10 of Cups. And if you enjoyed this, claim it. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And thank you so much. Love you all. And I'll see you on the next one. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising as well. Okay. All right, Sagittarius. So you guys have Saturn and Pisces transiting your fourth house. Okay. Very, very important time, because the fourth house is our foundation. It's our emotional security. It's the way we're securing the bag. It's the money we make, and how are we allocating those funds? What are we doing with this money? Are we financial proofing ourselves? Are we building a foundation? Are we purchasing a home? Are we getting assets? Like what's going on here is kind of what's going to be looked at for you in the next 3 years. Okay. Others of you, it's family. It's healing the family. Your children, your home, maybe wanting to start a family for some of you, wanting to have kids. So it's going to play out for everyone differently, because everyone's in different phases and stages in their life. But just know that it's a very transformative time, because Saturn, which is the ruler of the 10th house and deals with, Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn and is the opposite of Cancer, that 10th house, 4th house axis. It's like whatever you guys are creating at this time with your 4th house is going to secure and set the stage for the long-term plan, the long-term future, the next 20 years, once Saturn, or 10, 20 years, once Saturn moves out of Pisces on February 13th of 2026. So you have 3 years, Sagittarius, to either build your real estate income, your real estate portfolio, buy yourself a home, or secure some sort of financial something for yourself, right? Maybe it's the job, the career, the investments even, but really it is about like the roof over your head and things like this. Some of you want to have children and family. This is a great time to do it. just be mindful that there may be some challenge for some of you. It might require you to explore alternative ways to conceive, like when it comes to not necessarily speaking to like IVF or things like this. I mean, alternative medicine, naturopathy, working with herbs. Like if you're someone who's having trouble conceiving, okay, Sagittarius, because this can be very indicated here as well with this transit for you. It's saying there's another way. You don't have to do IVF. You don't have to put chemicals and hormones into your body. You can actually take certain herbs that will promote your hormones and promote your endocrine system and your glands to regulate themselves so that you can now conceive with ease. You just have to look into it. I highly recommend Dr. Morris, Dr. Robert Morris in Florida. You can look him up. He's amazing. His clinic is amazing. I'm certified through him as a practitioner, and I worked closely with that clinic for some time. I'm not currently practicing at this time, but just wanted to put that out there for you. Okay. So that's something as well, right? What else could be a challenge here? With this energy, it's like finding some sort of stability for some of you, maybe with employment, maybe with feeling like, okay, I'm getting that job or that career that's going to bring me this financial security or some sort of financial stability when it comes to my home life, or feeling like you can afford to have kids, right? It's kind of like being like, can I have children now? You know, do we have the money? Do we have the finances? Nine of Wands is showing me that some of you will be going through some sort of change in your living situation. You could be actually moving out of state, overseas in the next 3 years for some of you. Others of you want to travel or venture out, I would definitely go for it. Also, the Nine of Wands is speaking to going through some sort of final challenge before getting to this goal. So whatever it is you want to create here when it comes to this fourth house, know that Saturn in Pisces is allowing you to make this happen. But there is a need to address the spiritual side of life, Sagittarius, to be very connected to source and to do a lot of healing and shadow work on yourself to clear out the things that are not in alignment, right? There's karmic lessons that will be learned as well when it comes to family, okay? If you have kids, if you're a child, whatever. With family members, there's a lot of lessons to be had, okay? But just know that you're on the other side of this 3-year period, lies abundance, lies a new beginning and a new way to do things. So if relationships are transforming, embrace it, and anything that's coming to an end, just trust that it's meant to be and that it's meant to leave, because that's what Saturn and Pisces wants to do. It wants to clear out what isn't serving in your fourth house, family, living situation for some of you, okay? It might feel like something here is kind of coming apart, but really, I don't see a tower moment. I really don't. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be doom and gloom for you, really. I actually think it's not going to be so heavy. I think it'll be more emotional than anything, but there's a lot of freedom here. Some of you are freeing yourselves from the chains that have been restricting you when it comes to family. Like maybe there have been limiting beliefs or toxic relationships, spending too much time together. It's time to become more independent and free yourself from family, okay, Sag? Like you have the Nine of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So like, I don't know, like this is so you, right? This is like venturing out, exploring, maybe doing your own thing, moving away from family. Some of you High Priestess, like you're going out through, you're going through like a spiritual quest of some kind when it comes to how can I really create, what do I want? What do I want? I feel like you're going to be discovering that. That's what I heard. It's like, some of you don't even know what you want is what I'm getting, or you're figuring it out. Like, do I want to live in nature? Do I want to live in the city? Do I want to live in another state? Where do I want to be long-term? And that's what your, Saturn and Pisces is going to reveal to you. Just make time for spirituality. You have the High Priestess. Call in what you want as you explore. Okay. Some of you are traveling here. Like I said, you might be someone who wants to be nomadic, or you want to be, I heard digital nomad, but also you might be someone who feels like home is where the heart is. Home is wherever you are. It's not necessarily one place. Others of you might be meeting a lot of new people as well that will be like family or become like family. So new people. Okay. Others of you will have an opportunity to make money from home, work from home during this transit, right? Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. Capricorn governs the 10th house. Okay. Of our careers, our long-term financial gains as well, similar to the 11th, but in a different way. It's not our investments. So yeah, Sag, this is very nice here. I would say in whatever direction it is you want to head in, whatever it is you're wanting to create when it comes to living situation, work environment, even the way, you know, you secure your wealth, emotional fulfillment, bringing all these things into balance in your life, it's a great time to take action, pretty much. Okay. And with the Ace of Cups here, I mean, Page of Cups, and with the Piscean energy, right? It makes you feel like it's just a great time to also dream and create, because the 4th house is also a dream house. It really is. It's about dreaming and creating family and what it is that you want. So like, I feel that some of you might meet someone as well that you get to build the 4th house with. Okay. And don't be afraid to really go out there and venture out. Some of you, I feel like, are really just going to be traveling. Okay. Traveling and figuring out where you want to live. That's what I keep feeling and hearing. Okay. If you're already someone who's like secured where you're living or something like this, you know, you never know. You never know. Things change. Things can change. And if something's not serving you, it will change, because that's what Saturn in Pisces wants to do, and transform it so that you can pursue a new place, a new life, a new situation. Okay. Especially if you're someone who maybe has been dealing with some sort of financial burden. Okay. Even though that's not indicated in the cards, it's just something that can play out. Okay. When it comes to Saturn and Pisces in the 4th. It's also a time for you to heal, to rest, to enjoy your life. So definitely recharge your battery, Sagittarius, over the next 3 years, because you deserve it. And there is a lot of healing that wants to come in for you. So I hope this was of service to you. And if it was, please give the video a like, but also watch your sun, moon, and rising, Sag, and all the best to you in this next transit. All right, Capricorn. So let's go ahead and get into your transit. You have Saturn in Pisces transiting your 3rd house. This is a beautiful time for you. Okay. So Saturn is your ruler, right? Beautiful. He's in Pisces. That's nice. That's a sextile, right? That's aspecting you in sextile. So you have beautiful, okay, Temperance energy with the 3rd house, guys. By the way, sorry, I'm like recharging. You have an opportunity here to create and venture out, right? The Pisces energy is going to really speak to your dreams, what it is that you want for the next 10 years, right? Saturn energy. And then you have the Fool. Okay, so the Fool is indicating that a lot of you may be venturing out towards a new path, a new career path. Maybe it's a new life overall. You might want to move or relocate. Maybe you want to travel more. Maybe you want to create another stream of income, right? These are all 3rd house things. It's also graduating for some of you. So now you get to venture out and explore the world, or try different jobs, careers, choices, work for different people. But this is also for those of you that want to become an entrepreneur, because for me, the 3rd house is really about also like being kind of an independent thinker, doing things on your own, finding some sort of way to create autonomy in your life, and having more than one income stream for me is also the 3rd house, right? If you are learning about these things, Saturn in Pisces wants to reveal a new way to make money for you. I just feel like Saturn in Pisces is going to, over the next 3 years, so from now till the 13th of February in 2026, is going to have you go through little trials and lessons as it relates to how to make this money work for you, right? Not you work for the money, but the money work for you. So there's opportunity for you to join those online programs, those online academies, get those certifications, get that training, work with a team, work with a group, work with friends. Maybe a lot of you are working with friends on how to monetize something online. Maybe you want to get into networking. Maybe you want to be a vlogger, travel more. Okay. Granted, with Pluto in Aquarius, we don't quite know what's to come fully yet. I'm going to dive into that video when it comes to restrictions that may be placed on people. But I think that it's a beautiful time for you to just go for it and do what it is that you want in your life. Like, don't even worry about it. If things happen, they happen. But Saturn kind of might restrict you in some way from at first, but just know that on the other, you're being asked to be patient too, right? Temperance. A lot of people keep getting this, and Saturn really does speak to being patient, really, because it's about consistency and proving yourself. proving that you've learned the lessons, proving that you've done the growth, that you've changed for like permanently for the better, and that you're not going backwards, right? Before you can reap those rewards. So what I see you doing in the process when it comes to this, the tarot here, is saying that King of Cups is you really filling your own cups. It's you constantly affirming to yourself that you are worthy, that you are more than enough, that you are abundant, that you are wealthy, that you are highly favored, that you are supported with God's source, and that you are on your highest path. The life is happening for you, things like this, right? Very abundant, filling your own cup every day, okay? Making time for spirituality, because this is the way that you can now give to others and show up with others in the best version possible when it comes to you. So Saturn is going to put you through this energy of like, how can I be the best version of myself and address my shadow? Because Pisces is mental health, it is health issues, it's going to be spiritual afflictions, dealing with a lot of shadow, dealing with a lot of demonic lower energy, okay? And how can I free myself? Because Gemini is the lower mind. Gemini is like one of my favorite signs, and having a lot of Gemini in me, I'm not going to like talk bad about it at all. But what I will say is that it's a very interesting and intricate sign and house, because it is the lower mind, but through that lower mind, we ascend. So it's like, it is very much like also you guys maybe going through some sort of merging, okay, of the masculine and the feminine, and then ascending, okay? So it's like you guys very much integrating the light and the dark. So expect for there to be a lot of shifts. So like you might be releasing a lot of karmic behavior when it comes to the dating life, when it comes to the social life, right? Gemini energy like tends to do a lot, but when it's out of balance. But when it's in balance, it's actually very like in alignment. Is very much in alignment, because it's about that Trinity energy. It's the number 3. It's how can I balance the 1 and the 2, the masculine side of myself with the feminine side of myself, and how can I come into union? So I see Saturn and Pisces putting you through different experiences or things that might make you realize, oh, you know what, that's not for me anymore. I deserve better. Or you know what, I don't want to behave in this way. I don't want to partake in this. I don't want to surround myself with these friends anymore. I don't want to be around these people. It's time for me to cut and run, but like not necessarily cut and run, but you know what I mean? Like just like clear out, clear, cancel, and release, and free yourself fully, because a lot of you may feel like you've already done this work, but this is true liberation on a whole nother level, right? This is like reaching newer heights, more heights of what you've already done, because you have King of Cups, Temperance, and the Fool. So it's like you're really shifting and diving into a whole new reality, really, and exploring. And sometimes it takes going through the underworld for a minute, for a little bit, real quick, just visiting those shadows again, or seeing them once again to shine light and clear them out, okay? And so that's what Saturn and Pisces will do for you in the 3rd house when it comes to the spiritual side of things. However, like I said, Saturn is also about making money. It's what we do for work. It's our careers. It's our long-term, it's our discipline. So it's like, are you going to be disciplined when it comes to creating the things that you want for yourself, these income streams, this ability, this recognition, this reward that wants to come in? Show your consistency and you will be rewarded. Because if you get distracted with the Piscean emotional stuff and the depressions and the mental stuff, because you're not doing the work, right? Because this is the thing, guys, your energy is very complex over the next 3 years, because it's all interconnected. So for me to just like spew one thing at a time out, I almost feel like it's not. I wish I had like a map and I was like connecting the dots, but hopefully you're making the connections, because it's like addressing the mental and the spiritual allows us to stay integrated and in our highest alignment, so that we can then make the right decisions in our careers, in our jobs. It's mind, body, spirit, right? It's mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical. So you're being asked to address all these things. It's very much magician energy. It is the alchemist. It's you creating what it is that you want. Oh, and I forgot. Yeah, the Temperance energy really does speak to this. It's how can I balance my goals, my dreams, and my practical side, taking action with my spiritual side and manifesting what it is that I want through my mind, through the power of my mind and my heart, and through the power of love, okay? Unconditional love for myself. This is a time for you to stop judging yourself. In the next 3 years, you're going to learn to really love yourself, right? Saturn and Pisces and Gemini energy. It's also the inner voice. Gemini's like, ooh. Okay, so I heard if you have Gemini in your chart, you're also really going to feel it. But all Capricorn risings will be going through this, and Capricorn sun and moon will also experience it, where it's like really monitoring that voice, quieting the mind, learning to control your thoughts, to be very conscious of like what you're feeling as well. Okay, but it's also just a time for you to learn, grow, get information, okay, reveal things. Some of you are going to be also very much like, what was it? Virgo? No, Libra. Very much like Libra. Okay, some of you are going to be discovering, doing research, right? Gemini is very curious, okay? And Saturn and Pisces in the third wants to reveal things to you that aren't that's based on illusion, that aren't real. So some of you might be going even deeper into conspiracy. Some of you might be going even deeper in down the rabbit hole and learning more things or acquiring more information and knowledge that's only going to free you even more. Okay, that number 3, so you can move on with your life towards where you're meant to be after 2026. So it's like gaining a lot of clarity and information and learning things that you really had no idea about. Maybe it's like hidden things, the spiritual side of life, you know, the dark things that have been done, okay, to the masses and all of these things. Not that we're victims, okay? We take full responsibility. So it's that too. It's you taking responsibility for yourself, for your own thoughts, for the things you've maybe unconsciously or consciously created. So it's just a very, very transformative time for you overall. I feel like that third house is a lot, okay? And I would just enjoy it, okay? Enjoy it, because it's also a very fun house. Like, it is fun, but you just don't want to get carried away with it, okay? Like with all the dating and the socializing, you want that balance. Because remember, you have King of Cups, Temperance, and the Fool. So it's really much about focus on you. It's like tapping into the Gemini side that's like not afraid to like be independent and be an independent thinker and do its own thing, versus the Gemini side that wants to like be with friends all the time. Like I see you like being very coming into your own, okay? Like, and if you're older, it's like same thing, like you're going through a lot of transformation. So just apply it to your situation as you see fit. But I hope that that was of service to you and that you enjoyed it, my beautiful Capricorn. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to check your sun, moon, and rising. All the best to you. All right, Aquarius, welcome, Aquas, to your part of the video. So you guys have Saturn and Pisces transiting your second house. Oh, something did want to come out. Oh, the Magician. So I feel like, you know, this is a time where you're going to be manifesting security for yourself. Some of you could actually purchase some land, okay? Purchasing some land in the next 3 years, right? As this next transit, which ends on the 13th of February, 2026. Others of you are manifesting new work, new careers, new jobs, right? Second house is how do I make money? How do I acquire wealth, right? The work that I do and the money I receive for the work I do. So Saturn in Pisces wants to reveal to you exactly what's not in alignment with the way you make money. You know, maybe you're in a job that's no longer serving you. Maybe you're in a career path that isn't really meant for you. Some of you will be going through changes, but also some of you will be going through tests. Like, for example, this is what you say you want to do. Are you going to be consistent, do the work, and show that you're committed? And if so, there's a reward for you at the end of this 3-year period, right? That's the vibe. For some of you, what your reward has to do with is having a lot more leisure time, being able to travel more, being able to relax, right? It's that Venusian energy of the second house where it's like, okay, yes, I work and I make money, but I can also go out, indulge, go to restaurants a lot. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Go shopping, go travel, you know, relax. It's a nice balance, right? It's that second house of balance. And it is gains as well. It's short-term gain. It is gratification in a way. It's like instant gratification. So I see you manifesting while moving forward, right? This is a time for you, Saturn and Pisces, to create your dreams. That Saturn energy in Capricorn trines that second house. So it's a very prosperous time for you to create something here for yourself financially, okay? And with the Two of Wands, I feel like the options are, you have options, right? The sky is the limit here. This is a time for you to also dream and create what it is that you want for the long term, because I see what you really want here is to travel more, to have freedom, you know, time freedom, to be able to celebrate your life, to socialize, to live a life that's more relaxed, okay, where you're not always working away and, you know, slaving away, okay. And it's a beautiful time for you to make this happen, Aquarius. It's a time to also socialize more, network more. is what I'm seeing as well with the cards. But as far as the actual astrology here, wherever there's been like imbalance, there's going to be a balancing out for you, right? Like I said, between work and play. Okay. And the beautiful thing is that as you move through this next 3-year period, on the other side of that, you're moving into the 3rd house, where now you'll get to actually acquire those things that I mentioned, like socializing, travel. It's all going to come in. But at first it may feel like you're restricted in this because of the work. You're like, there's a lot of work that you have to do at this time. Like that's another thing too. Like at first with this transit, you might feel like you're overworked. You might feel like there's so much to do. You feel like you don't have time to travel. You feel like you don't, but the thing is, like, that's where you want to get to. And I see that you are going to get there. But part of what's going to support you is manifesting, right? The magician is alchemizing on all levels, right? So he's working with the spiritual realm, mental, emotional, and the physical. Okay. So it's being integrated with all those elements, working with the elementals, manifesting, doing spiritual work, to calling what you want and not being afraid to dream and visualize and plan. Okay, it is also having a plan. It's important. It's an important transit for you to plan. So I would say, even when you're setting your Saturn intentions, Aquarius, like, what's your plan, for the next 3 years? What do you want? It's a great time for you to do this around the new moons. We have double new moon in Aries. Take advantage of this time period to really create for the long term and visualize what you want. Write it out on paper. Come up with your game plan, not battle plan. Yeah. And execute, right? Aquarius, it's time to go for it. You can create something big here for yourself, something that you really want. And I like this a lot for you. Again, some of you might be manifesting some land or some assets. Others of you are moving into the careers, or not moving into the careers. I feel like you're already in it, or you're about to be. Yeah, some of you could be starting a new career path. But what I meant to say was, beyond that, it's like graduating into the next level. Some of you might be like trying to retire. So I feel like that could be a goal for you to have for 2026, because this next three-year period is requiring you to put in some more work before retirement. Okay, so that's like another thing here, because I felt like 11th house, 12th house connection for you. And that 11th house is like our long-term investments, our retirements, things like this. So powerful time. I would also check where you have Jupiter in your chart right now and where it's transiting. That Jupiter is in your 3rd house. Okay. It's in your 3rd house, right? Aries in your 3rd, and then it's moving to your 4th. Interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it's moving to your 4th when it moves into Taurus. Yeah. I feel like there's this beautiful time for you where, yeah. So with that, having that in mind, I feel like, I know that's a short-term transit, whatever, and the Saturn Pisces is a longer one. But I feel like I want to say this. In the meantime, like, a lot of you could find yourselves trying to work from home, create something from home, doing something from home, or working with family. I feel like manifesting this would be so powerful during this transit for you, okay? And there's a beautiful energy here again for traveling and things like this. So making time for vacations and balancing out work. Thank you so much for being here. And if you enjoyed it, if it resonated, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. Also check out your other placements, sun, moon, and rising. All the best to you. All right, Pisces. So finally, I get to do yours. My beautiful Pisces, Saturn is in your sign. Okay, it's about to move into your sign in your 1st house. Wow, powerful stuff, right? So you're going to be experiencing this in a very, very personal way. There's going to be a lot of shifts when it comes to your identity, when it comes to how you show up in the world. I feel like you could be going through like a whole revamping of your image. You could be also like figuring out who you want to be, like, for the long term, right? Moving, because once Saturn moves into Aries, it's like, okay, now we get to really push with this new path, a new direction. So Saturn in Pisces is kind of being like, okay, let's clear out what isn't serving. It's time to move away from the false beliefs or the illusions of self, the limiting beliefs, the fears, the doubts, all these different things that can be playing out. Okay, mental health, emotional instability, and all of these type of things are becoming stabilized. And you're leaving this time period from now till February 13, 2026, having come out on the other side of these challenges as it relates to your identity. Okay, so you could be going through identity crises. You might go through a restructuring where you're letting go of a belief system about yourself that you've had or something you identify with, and realizing that now you are more leaning towards a different direction, or you feel a different way, or you want to show up in the world in a different way. This could be with your overall path and direction. Obviously, I would watch your other signs, Pisces, like sun, moon, and rising, okay? Because that's going to give you a clearer picture on exactly what this is relating to. How is this first house of yours connecting with your sun and your moon? And then how will it then be playing out in those other areas? So it's also like, for some of you, it's like leading your path forward. Some of you want to become independent. You want to be leaders for yourself. So with all of these positive changes comes some challenge, because Saturn wants to put us through little tests to make sure that we pass and that we've learned and we fully have transformed and grown, so that now we can experience the reward and the benefit that comes along with our choice and our decisions and our direction in life, right? So you have the Wheel of Fortune, beautiful, the 8 of Wands. You could also be going through some, and wow, in the world. Yeah, so you're going through a rebirth of sorts, like a literal in all areas of life. I feel like you're entering your new life. You're entering a whole new world. It's in your first house, right? That beginning energy. So actually you're already feeling it in your first house. Wow. I just realized that. And meaning this new life, you're at the forefront of the collective change, basically. You're like leading the path forward for humanity, Pisces, with your ideas, with your thoughts. A lot of you are going to be the leaders of the new earth. A lot of you are going to be the way showers. I mean, you already are, right? But you're going to be actually, it's time to step up. It's time to lead the path forward. Wow, I'm so glad I just snapped out of that. I felt like I had amnesia there. And now I'm clear on what it is that you're meant to be doing and what's coming in. And so I feel like that's kind of the vibe for you. It's like at first you might feel a little bit confused, blurry. I felt like there was like a wool over my eyes. Like I felt like I was blocked. Work on your upper chakras, right? And at this time in the first year, first beginning of Saturn in Pisces, it's time to activate yourself and to ascend, to align with your mission, with your soul's work. In the process, there's going to be a death of the ego, or a death of the things that aren't in alignment, really. And, you know, it's the time for you guys as well to bring ideas, carry them out. So anyway, with this 8 of Wands here, it's showing me that there's some sort of idea, a direction in life, a path. This is very personal. I feel like it's not specific to just money, career, or relationship. It's just the overall direction in your life, okay, that you once dreamt about, wanted to pursue, wanted to take action, but you weren't able to. You weren't able to execute this or carry it out. Now is the time where you will be able to, okay? Pisces, this is a time to pick up the pieces of your life, or pick up where you left off with some endeavor, some project, some dream. Okay, Saturn and Pisces, the dreaming energy, right? It's time to manifest your dreams. It's time to anchor them in. And this is the beginning of that for you. It's the beginning of the new world, right? Because you have your higher vibrational experience. Because you have the Wheel of Fortune. So things are going to shift for you over the next 3 years. There may be changes in your finances, changes in career. There can also be lump sums of money coming in that are going to sustain you over the next 3 years. There's also a need to learn as you go. If you want to move into a new line of work, if you want to become an investor, invest into something, if you want to learn to work with other people's money or have more than one income stream, there is a need to learn as you go. But I feel like now is the time to really take action and lead forward. The world is showing me that through this whole period and at the end of this, you're coming out on the other side of challenge. You're leaving the darkness behind once and for all. The karma, okay, Saturn is the planet of karma. So you're being able to free yourself from this fully and to start over, to start fresh, okay? This is your time, right? It's like you're feeling this and you're experiencing this cycle, this Saturnian cycle, right? Before it goes into Aries, which will then be in your second house. So it's in your first, so this is where it counts. And there's a lot of shifts happening, right? And this comes from what? It comes from doing deep work on yourself, doing shadow work, really healing, right? So it can get heavy. It can be heavy, but I just feel like you're being asked to focus on all the abundance and the positivity and the things that you do want. Okay? Because it's leading you towards the life of your dreams. My beautiful Pisces. So please, like, when I say that, like, you know, it's really because, like, well, the thing is, like, I feel like you learned certain lessons, right? Saturn was already in your 12th house. So you may have already dealt with a lot of the heavier stuff, you know, not to say that Saturn and Pisces doesn't want to still bring some stuff up, but I just get this feeling, kind of like myself, I'm a Saturn and Pisces placement. Like, you've already learned so much in this life, you know, like you've gone through the dark nights of the soul. You have really gotten to know who you are as a goddess, as a oneness with creator, oneness with source, you know? So it's like, now is really just the time for you to carry your soul's wisdom, to speak your truth, to share with the world and be a leader. Like, that's just all I can really say. And I feel like there's no other way around that. It's your time to shine. It's your time to step up and change the world for the better. Be the change that you want to see is kind of what I would name your energy for the next 3 years, and know that you are being positioned for this time. Same with anyone who has Saturn in Pisces, but especially Pisces rising. So Pisces rising, please check out your other signs. Okay, your sun, moon, and rising to get a full picture, because each sign has a very different energy playing out, and that way you can get a full picture. Yours was very focused on you. There's I'm hearing like there's no reason for me to talk about all these other houses for you, right? Because it's about you, your first house. Like, you could be going through image change, like plastic surgery is indicated for some of you, especially if you've been waiting for this to happen. Like, you've been waiting for so long to get some work done, and you haven't been able to, and it's been a dream of yours. Now you'll get to do it. But I feel like Saturn wants to reveal, like, okay, where's the illusion here? Like, do you want this for the right reasons? Do you still need to heal the reasons behind it? Is it coming from insecurity and lack, or have you learned to love yourself first? Once you learn to love yourself, Pisces, now you can get the cosmetic work done. It's almost like that. If you feel like there's restriction and Saturn's not allowing you to get some work done, if you feel like there was restriction in the past with material and the way you express yourself through the material realm, there's a shift happening for you. You know, Saturn's now going to start giving you the money, and Jupiter as well, because Saturn's going to be working with Jupiter and be like, here, give Pisces some big money, some increases at work, career, business, finances, benefactor money, whatever it is, because you have learned the lessons, right? Jupiter's in your 12th, right? Jupiter's in your 12th house right now. It's moving into your first house in May. Yeah, this is a beautiful time for you if you want to get work done, right? I would just be careful with the Venus retrograde. Don't get any work done then, obviously. Same with Mercury retrograde. But more so when it comes to business, when it comes to work, when it comes to career, there is a new beginning for you. And there's an opportunity, Pisces, to take advantage of this first part of Saturn and Pisces, and to create what it is that you want for yourself financially when it comes to some sort of goal and dream, because of Jupiter, but also because of this Saturn in your first. It's about your 10th house. So it's about what you're creating for yourself and how you're leading forward to create this long-term wealth and stability. And it's going to mean different things for all of you. For some of you, long-term wealth and stability could be living off grid and growing your own food and having, at least owning a piece of land free and clear. Others of you, it might be something else, you know? So it's just whatever that means for you. This is a time to make it happen, my love. Know that you're on your journey. You're well on your way, divine sister and brother. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this time. And if this resonated or was of service to you in any way, please hit the like button. Let me know in the comment section, you know, how this made you feel or whatever you want. Where do you have Pisces in your chart? I would love to know. All the best to you, my beautiful Pisces fam. I'll see you on